In today's video, I'm sharing 5 Christmas hacks that you'll honestly use this holiday season. Hey sweet friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to share this video with you all. It's not just average Christmas hacks that you're never going to use, but honestly some dollar store DIYs that are not only beautiful but are going to be useful this Christmas season. So you'll want to make sure that you stay tuned and you don't miss out on any of these. But before we get started into all of these genius DIY hacks, I do want to thank Blinkist for sponsoring today's video. Hands down, Blinkist is my new favorite app. If you've never heard of Blinkist before, it's an app that you can get on your phone, and it condenses down thousands of books that would take you hours and days and weeks to read into, get out the need to know and most important parts and condense it down into 15 and 20-minute reads. They pull out the best 15 minutes of the book, and I'm just so proud of myself. Whenever I put on my makeup in the morning or get a cup of coffee, I can play this on my phone and just listen to it, and it just gets myself in such a good mindset and ready for the day whenever I have a little kick in the butt reading motivational books and self-help books. I just finished reading What the Most Successful People Do Before Breakfast, The Creative Habit, and the 5 a.m. Club. I am definitely trying to get motivated to wake up earlier and get my work done faster so that I can spend more time with my girls. So as some of you may know, I am a stay-at-home mom of 3 little girls that keep me on my toes. I also run this full-time YouTube channel, and I just don't have the time to sit down and dedicate hours to reading books. So this just makes it so convenient whenever I get to read a book, whether that is while I'm taking my daughter to school or while I'm fixing breakfast or while I'm fixing lunch for everyone, and I can just turn that on and I just can gather so much more information as quickly as possible on topics that I love and I want to learn more about, but don't have, like I say, the time to commit to reading books or listening to full-on audiobooks. So I highly recommend this app. I'm loving it and you all will too. The first 100 of my subscribers that go and click the link down below will receive unlimited access as well as a free 7-day trial of Blinkist that you can cancel at any time and is completely free. So I definitely recommend using my code. The link is down below so you can receive your 7-day free trial. And then if you want to sign up, you can receive 25% off of the full membership. So I highly recommend it. I've been loving it. Go check out my links down below. And thank you once again to Blinkist for sponsoring today's video. So without further ado, let's jump on into these Christmas hacks that you're going to want to know this Christmas season. For hack number 1, I am sharing how to display your family's stockings in a really simple way. So here's my dilemma. We live in a small home and we do have a fireplace that we could put our stockings on. My fireplace puts off so much heat. I don't even trust the fact that the stockings are hanging on there in the first place, so I don't know, maybe my fireplace is different and weird, maybe all the heat comes out of the front and it goes up, but everything on my mantle that's hanging off gets really warm, so I don't trust my furry fuzzy stockings up there. So you have to let me know how you do that or how you avoid the heat, or maybe your heat doesn't come so much out of the front like that. But for this first hack, it is for all the people that either don't have a fireplace mantle, or that you're scared that you are going to burn your stockings down, or you just don't have a cute way to display your stockings. So this is the hack that you're going to want to learn, but it's also one of those things that you can decorate so that it will fit your home decor style. So I want to go ahead and jump in to how I put together this DIY stocking hanger. To make a DIY stocking hanger, I'm using a stick that I found outside as well as some shower hooks, and those together can be decorated and be perfect to hang up your stockings. I wanted to try to make all of these DIYs as inexpensive as possible, so for this first one I just went outside. We have a small patch of woods by our house and I just picked out this perfect size stick. I ended up having to cut it down a little bit, but this was just the perfect size. I just wanted to make sure that my shower hooks that I'm going to be hanging my stockings off of would go around here, and this just worked out perfect. It was the exact size that I needed, so I would definitely make sure that your shower hooks do fit well. That's something that you might take outside with you just to make sure you are getting the right size. So I knew I wanted to hang this up on the wall, and this would just be a very simple way to get these up off of the floor and not have to just crowd any areas and then like I say, I won't have to put these on my fireplace and risk them getting too hot. So after I attached a piece of jute string and just tied that to the ends, I wanted to cover this stick up, and I had picked up some of these little floral picks from Walmart. They were under $1. I ended up using 4 of them, and I just hot glued them in opposite directions so that they met at the center, and then just took a couple extra of the little branches and then hot glued that over the middle pieces. Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snow. After all of my hot glue was dry, I kind of wiggled the little shower hook back in there to make sure that it would go under the stick. You could have left these on first just to make sure that they would go in the places that you wanted to and make sure they weren't sealed off with hot glue, but I was able to push them through there. I'm just hanging 3 on this one, but you could make this stick as long as you would like. And you can see that I'm putting on my Dollar Tree stockings, and these little hooks worked perfect. You could get any type of S-hook that you could find. But this is just such a beautiful way that also ties in with rustic farmhouse decor, or you could decorate it to fit any of your style and hang up as many stockings as you would like. While we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me. Moving on to hack number 2, this also includes your stockings. If you're anything like me and you love to decorate, you kind of want your stockings to match and look similar, and your kids don't know whose is whose. So if that's your problem, I want to show you this super simple way that you can personalize a stocking, yet make it look really cute and tie in with your farmhouse decor. To make this project, I'm using 3 of these wooden tags. I picked up these specific ones from Walmart, but there's several different options that you can use if you can't find these. Dollar Tree has out these large tags. They are in the Ornaments, and this would be perfect to turn around backwards and use, or you could paint over it. And then Dollar General has this little pack of inexpensive tags, which they are quite a bit smaller, but also would be really cute hanging from your stocking. So I just wanted to give you some different options in case you can't find these exact ones. The first thing I wanted to do was make these look more like wood, so I wanted to give them a stained effect. I'm taking a little bit of water mixed with some of my truffle color brown paint, and then I'm going to go over that, and it'll let some of the wood grain show through and be a lot prettier in my opinion than just painting these a solid color. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you. I've longed for this moment to have you for myself in a cabin out of nowhere, just us and no one else. I've decorated everything till we're perfect for this week. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. I push those over to the side so that they can dry, and then I picked up these letter stickers from Target. You can pick any sticker. I definitely recommend using white ones and not having to paint them if you have them, but this is a little trick if you don't have the correct color sticker that you would like. I'm going to go over it with a little bit of chalk paint, and I did end up doing 2 to 3 coats on these so the red wouldn't show through. I let them completely dry and then put them on my tags. Another year went by, but the difference this time is that ever since July, I've been happier than I have ever been. It's safe to say that my love... I was getting in too big of a hurry to try to transfer these letters, and I was getting paint all over me, so I definitely recommend these drying completely. But you can see that I only painted the letters that I needed, and I wanted our stockings to say Mom and Dad, so along with our kids' names, so that is what I'm writing on here, and I just put the stickers down the best I can. Like I say, this would be a lot easier if you just went ahead and used white stickers, or if you wanted to cut out names using a Cricut or Silhouette machine. That would honestly be your best option. I just like to give you all different options if you don't have expensive machines. I I wanted to use a piece of my jute string, so I just ran that through the holes at the top, but you also could opt out for a prettier Christmas ribbon. I didn't trust that these letters would stay on there very well without some type of protection, so I'm just layering a couple different coats of Mod Podge on there. You can see that I get way too much, but it still dries really clear and holds everything really safely on, so none of the letters will pop off. I think this is such an inexpensive way to personalize your stockings and add a little bit extra flair. I think this is so cute. I know personalized stockings are really trendy right now. You also could dangle down your initial, but two of my girls have a K for their first name, so they always get confused with that anyways. So I just think this is a really cute way to personalize all of your stockings. Moving on to hack number 3, I am sharing an adorable way to display all of your Christmas cards this season. You can make this as large as possible depending on if you get a ton of cards, or you can make this small so that it doesn't take up a lot of wall space, but it's a really cute yet decorative way to display all of your happy mail this Christmas season. I had this idea whenever my girls always are knocking down my Christmas cards, whether I put them on my refrigerator or taping them up in the door frame, and it just wasn't working well. So I knew there had to be a way. I know a lot of you all don't like heavy woodworking projects, so I wanted to find a Dollar Tree way. I know everyone is not going to have these leftover Halloween signs from Dollar Tree, but you can also easily get a plank of wood cut at Home Depot, or maybe even piece together some of the Dollar Tree signs. So the first thing I did was get rid of those holes by adding a little spackle in there. I let that dry and then sanded it down, and then I'm going to give this a nice base coat with my mineral color Waverly chalk paint. Whoa, oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 oh, oh. Da, 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 da. I always like all of my projects looking a tiny bit distressed, so I use a piece of sandpaper and just kind of go in one direction to give it a little bit more texture, and then expose the natural wood on the edges, and this just gives it a weathered look. I did sand a little bit too much on my nail filler or hole filler, so I do go back a little bit later and touch that up. Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately. I knew my letters weren't going to be big enough to take up the entire sign, so I wanted some really pretty decor for the edges. I'm loving these galvanized ornaments from Walmart. They're under $2 and they are just the perfect farmhouse decor, but also look really nice and elegant. So I'm just going to glue those down on the edges, and then that'll leave me space in the middle to write Merry Mel. A cool little hack that I found out whenever you want to put letters down, I can never get them straight. So it's really neat if you can put them down on some wax paper or parchment paper first, because they don't stick to it very well, and then you can apply a piece of painter's tape over the top and pick them all up at one time. I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. I love mixing these different fonts. These letters, the bottom letters actually came from Dollar Tree, and then the top letters came from Dollar General. And you can see I tried to start with the R, that always gets it centered, but I just struggled because the bottom letters are so much larger. So I just could easily fix them. And then, like I say, take a piece of tape, and these do not stick very well, so you have to try to make sure that they do stay aligned. And then you can press your painter's tape or any tape that is not super sticky down on top of this and just transfer it all in one piece. It's a chance to start over new, 'cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. I wanted to keep a neutral theme with this because the Christmas cards are going to be so colorful, and I really wanted them to pop out. So I'm using a couple different ribbon. The gray and white buffalo check came from Amazon. I'll link it down below. And then this silver was just something I had in my ribbon tub, so it's probably years old. I'm not sure where it came from, but you can always pick up silver ribbon anywhere.
And Dollar Tree ribbon would also be a great ribbon to choose for this. It would be really inexpensive. I didn't mean to cut 3 of these. I only ended up using 2, which worked out really good because I could use 2 of them and then fill in those with the smaller ribbon. I laid out all the ribbon spaced out evenly and then just hot gluing the tops down. And that's how easy it was to put this together. I think it goes perfect with my decor, but also a nice, organized, clean way to display all of your Christmas cards. I've already been receiving some Christmas cards from my sweet subscribers, so thank you all so much. I'm going to try my hardest to get you one mailed back this year. You could also make this really colorful and more in the traditional colors if you would like. I just really like the style of this.
Moving on to number 4, I wanted a really easy and cute way to put together a Christmas countdown because that is one of my kids' favorite things to do, is change the day every single day. And my daughter is finally big enough that she can write all of her numbers and she can actually like count down and ask Google how many days we have left until Christmas. So it's really cool, and I wanted to show you how you can put together a little sign using Dollar Tree items, and you'll always know how much time you have left to get all of your holiday shopping done.
So to make this project, you're going to need a sign or a base. Like, you can use a wood piece for the background, but I'm trying to be resourceful and use items that I already have. So I'm recycling this Dollar Tree Halloween sign that I've had for a few months now, and I just didn't get around to using it. The first thing I'm going to be doing is removing the hanger and the tags so I can have a fresh, clean slate to work from. I'm going to give this a base coat of my white Waverly chalk paint, but you can see that I don't paint it perfectly because I want it to look a little bit distressed, and instead of painting it perfectly white and then sanding it down, I just want to give the effect of it by not painting the edges perfect.
A sunny day, but it's cold outside. It tingles in my heart. Breathing air that clears my mind.
I'm going to be using a couple more of those wooden tags from Walmart, and I think these were around 80 or 90 cents, so they're very inexpensive, and I wanted them to dangle from this sign, and I needed 2 knobs. Obviously, if you don't have knobs, you can go to the hardware store and get them really inexpensive. Or sometimes Hobby Lobby has cute little knobs, inexpensive, but I just had these on hand, and these were attached to Dollar Tree signs that I hadn't used before, so I am just going to use these, but I thought they worked out perfect. They're just a tiny little version because these are lightweight little tags, so they don't need a big base to hang from. So I also am just going to end up hot gluing these. I don't end up screwing it through the sign. So I'm going to put those to the side and go ahead and paint my tags with some of my ink color Waverly chalk paint.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready?
You can feel free to use official chalkboard paint if you'd like to, but me just painting this with the black chalk paint, and then whenever I write on it with chalk, it easily comes off with just like a wet wipe or wet paper towel, so I'm not too worried about it not being perfect, but it does come off really nicely. So to get my words on there, I just got on Word and printed off Christmas Countdown in 2 different fonts so that they would coordinate really cute together, and I'm just going to transfer them by sketching all over the back, and then I cut them out and trace them on the sign.
I don't know one single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me. Let me be real here. When I see you, my heart starts racing, but I don't know if I like this chasing.
I keep laying everything back down to make sure that I'm not going to get my words too low or too high, and that everything will look nice together. So like I say, I'm just going to trace over these, and it will leave the pencil transfer behind. And what I love about using pencil is that you can always erase and fix things as you need. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom word. This is a super simple font, but it just will help me keep all of my letters spaced evenly and everything on top of the sign instead of me running out of space. I love using these black Sharpie paint markers. I also like the Painters brand from Walmart. I don't really prefer any over the other. They both work really great, but I love using paint markers to go over this. It's just a perfect way to get it to look as perfect as possible.
It's a shame that my hands start shaking all of the time when you're around me. But this time, girl, I know what's bothering me. I need somebody to love. Oh, na 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 na.
I wanted to add a beautiful little swag to the top of this to add some greenery. I'm using a couple of tiny little picks from Walmart, and these just are a neutral farmhouse looking rustic pick that I found. They're really inexpensive. I think they were 98 cents, and I'm just going to put them opposite directions and glue them down. I do end up adding a little bit of Dollar Tree red berries off of another pick just to give it a little bit of color.
I need somebody to love. Oh, oh, na na. I don't know what I could say to convince.
I reattach a piece of jute string to the top to hang this sign up, and then to hang up these little tags, I found it easier to cut the string at the same time and tie them so that they are as even as possible instead of just doing one at a time. But I'm using this red string that I picked up from Dollar General, and I'm just going to loop them and tie it so that I can loop it through the tag and hang it on the little knobs. And now you can always keep up with how many days you have left for Christmas shopping and getting everything done. I know we are getting into the very last few weeks of Christmas, which seems insane, but now you can display it in a very cute way that would also make a really cute gift.
Moving on to number 5, and the last holiday hack that I have for you today is how to wrap a Christmas gift last minute when you don't have all of the supplies, or maybe you just don't want to spend a ton on wrapping or bows this year, or you're kind of just going for the neutral farmhouse rustic looking wrapping. And this is just a really cute way. It didn't turn out perfect, but you kind of get the idea of what I mean. But I am so excited to show you how I wrapped this rustic gift whenever you don't have a lot of supplies on hand.
Here's my gift that I've wrapped for display. You can see that my paper kind of buckled underneath, so don't judge my wrapping here, and I need to get some transparent tape. But the first thing I'm going to do is add some jute string, and I like to lay my present face down and tie it in the back, as well as tying a little knot in the front. I wanted to add a really pretty little embellishment over that little knot, so I'm using some extra little clippings that I've had from previous projects that I've just kept just in case for projects like this. And then I'm going to be using some of the lacy burlap fabric from Dollar Tree. I think the lacy addition to it makes it look really dressy, but the burlap also makes it tie in with the rustic feel to it. And I'm trying not to apply very much hot glue to this, so after I get it all laid out, you'll see that I just barely apply any hot glue that would touch the actual package, and then just kind of stack it up so that everything is kind of glued to itself. I picked up these really cool black cardstock tags from Dollar Tree, and I just want to make a super simple little wreath or little vines on the edges, and I just put little V's to make it look like little leaves off of there, and then you can just write on this. This tag does soak up all of my paint, so I did try to go over it to make the white stick out a little bit brighter. Before I glue everything down, I did want to just dress up the brown paper a little bit more, and I just drew some super simple snowflakes. I found it easiest to kind of draw out where I wanted my snowflakes to go first, and then go back and in and add the extra detail. And then this is a new paint marker and I didn't think anything about it. I wanted to add little polka dots and then it just gushed out paint in some areas because I was pressing down too hard. So that was a mistake on my part. I still think it looks really cute. Kind of looks more realistic like snow, but it just wasn't even. So I did go back and try to make it look like that was intentional by adding some more of the little paint splatters, which I still think it looks really cute. And then you can see, like I said before, I'm trying to barely, that was the only hot glue that I let touch the package. I'm trying to barely apply any heat to my present so that what's inside does not get damaged, and then kind of just stack up everything else on top of each other. I ended up just gluing the tag down instead of letting it dangle, and then remove the string tag that was hanging off of it. I love packaging like this that looks homemade, especially if you're giving away a DIY gift.
Thank you all so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed all of these hacks. They were fun put together and they really are so useful. Like, they're not just everyday hacks that you're never going to use, but like everyone needs a really cute way to display your Christmas cards, hang up your stockings, to know which ones is whose. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Let me know down in the comments. Share some more Dollar Tree hacks that you like to make so that all of my subscribers can see. Don't forget about Blinkist. It's awesome. Definitely go try it. For all of those that use my link down below, don't forget you can receive a 7-day free trial that is completely free. You can cancel at any time and receive 25% off if you do decide to sign up for the full membership. So thank you once again to Blinkist for sponsoring today's video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!